Do these images show Tomb Raiders fighting a mantis being in the Citadel, or the site where the Nazca mummies were found? Well, let's talk about that. Well, let's talk about the Nazca mummies, and specifically the Citadel and these images and videos taken from the Citadel in this video. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, I'm just fascinated by these images and these videos. I want to know if these are legit or not. And I think I may have stumbled upon a clue that will give us the answer. Because I've talked about these before, but I have found something new in these videos and in these photos. So what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about what the Tomb Raiders are said to have found and photographed and videoed in the Citadel, the lab, or the tomb, whatever you want to call it, where the Nazca mummies were supposedly found. Yeah, and it has incredible artifacts. You know, this guy right here, the big pyramid thing with writing on it. You know, archways and architecture and a lot of little details that don't really pop in the videos, but there are individual photos where you can see the level of detail, including intricate floor work and etc., that don't get any play really in the videos. And I think it's highly unlikely that the Tomb Raiders would have fabricated them. You know, I mean, look at the sets that they would have had to construct for these videos. So I think these were filmed on location. I think these are filmed at the Citadel. I think we are looking at images of the Citadel. Could they be images of the Citadel mixed up with some BS? I think that's also likely. But here we go. A being here with armor and a headdress on. We will also see images of Maria with a headdress. Location unknown. The headdress. Yeah, a lot of these beings are said to have been sold on the black market, the bodies of these beings. And you will also possibly note the bluish color of some of these beings. Not covered in diatomaceous earth, possibly recently deceased. And some of these beings seem to have been still living, according to the videos, when they were taken, when these videos were taken. And in fact, the Tomb Raiders may have killed these beings. Very, very tragic. But yeah, so yeah, look at the writing on the pyramid and all this stuff. Okay, and here we get to some of the possibly sketchier stuff when we get to the mantis being. But I've got some thoughts. So bear with me. Yeah, here's Maria. So here's Maria that we know, as we know her. And here's Maria as she appears to be wearing her headdress. Again, apparently sold onto the black market. I had heard that the headdress had been recovered from the black market, but if that's true, I haven't heard anything else about it. This is the headdress, the crown, whatever it was that Maria was wearing. And here is, of course, the mantis being. Here's the video of the mantis being. Just fascinating video. And again, I have some thoughts about what we're looking at in this video. Okay, here we go. All right. Here's the fingers of this guy. All right. Fingers. Middle digit might be slightly longer, but they're all pretty equidistant, which is interesting and I think important. Maybe our best visual right there. Okay, well, we need to count the knuckles and we need to count the length of the fingers. That's going to be very important to determining the authenticity of this video. So yeah, why is that important? Well, because we have actual severed hands of giant Nazca beings. These are among the oldest. In fact, they are the oldest Nazca beings that we have, are the giants, estimated to be like 3 meters tall, with tridactyl hands. They have an extra phalange, an extra knuckle on their fingers, making them extra long and dexterous, maybe to compensate for the lack of a thumb. In very even fingers. Middle finger might be slightly longer, but all pretty evenly lengthed fingers. So, are we looking at a mantis being in these images, or are we looking at actually a giant Nazca being that corresponds to those severed giant hands? Yeah, Representative Eric Burleson held the desiccated hand of a giant non human just recently. I love those pictures. Was he holding the desiccated hand that corresponds to that hand right there? I mean, to me, that looks like a dead ringer. Would a Tomb Raider really have, been able to replicate with, maybe some B movie prop people, from South America, that closely, that hand? I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have. At the same time, these videos look so hokey and so fake. They really do. I'll show you some of my comments from a year ago talking about this because I've been fascinated by these things for a while. Here, let me mute my picture so you can see me with my long hair a year ago talking about these guys. We don't really know. We don't. Okay, now here we get into the less likely looking stuff. This appears to be possibly a mantis being. I mean, that looks like a mantis head. Now, from my own research, mantis beings are a thing. They seem to be the overseers of the grays, and they are like higher dimensional beings that, come into our reality and oversee whatever subsection of the grays they're dealing with, whatever their interaction with humanity is, abductions and so forth. So mantis beings are supposed to be large, quite large, larger than people. But here we see what seems to be a depiction of a human fighting a mantis being with his arms. I mean, really? I don't think so. I don't think the mantis beings need to fight people with their arms. I think they can just make you do whatever they want you to do. They have insane mental powers and technology. That just seems so hokey. And why, if your friend is fighting a mantis being, would you be videoing this or filming this? And then he defeated the mantis being? Really? Oh my gosh, guys, this just does not look good. It does not look good. I'll be honest, guys. I'm very skeptical of this footage. But it also seems so unlikely that a Tomb Raider would go to the trouble of concocting a 9-foot tall puppet. Or another puppet with facial movements. This case is so weird. It's so weird, guys. I don't know what to think. And there we go. We have another being here, apparently another living being in this tomb. I mean, if this is real, is the tomb the top layer of some larger, colony or settlement? And there are actually live beings down there that pop up into the tombs from time to time, maybe to guard them. What is going on here? And we can see the movements of the hands. This is just nuts, guys. All right, it is nuts, guys, and I still don't know what to make of it. And I've talked about this multiple times. I've gone over these videos multiple times. What the Tomb Raiders were supposedly filming and photographing when they found the tomb and when they were going in there to raid the tomb. And they were encountering live beings that they were killing and selling onto the black market. At least that's some of the stories that are out there. They were looting the tomb of headdresses and all the artifacts they could and selling them onto the black market. If these were props made maybe to jazz up their black market sales pitch. Hey, look, we encountered live beings and don't you want to buy them? And, here's the headdresses we found with them. Maybe they would have gone through the trouble of creating some props and some fake movies to jazz up their sales pitch so they could sell these artifacts easier onto the black market. I could kind of see that. Does that really ring true that Tomb Raiders would have hired B-movie props people to create multiple full-size props for them to do that. And then the B-movie prop people have kept silent about it all this time. Nobody's leaked that, yeah, we created these and we faked them. That doesn't quite ring true. It almost makes more sense for these things to be real than fake. But at the same time, they do look so fake and so hokey. There's no getting around that. But we don't know how these beings moved. We can only judge based on our own human movements and our known animal movements. These don't move like anything known. They move like claymation. They do. But the hands are very, very. Look at the evenness of those fingers. And again, it really all comes back to the hands and the fingers. I don't think they would have gotten that right if they were faking these. I just don't think they would have gotten that right. The extra long, all evenly spaced, tridactyl, obviously. I have a hard time believing that B-movie props guys from South America, working with the Tomb Raiders, would have gone through the trouble to fabricate full-size mantis being or giant Nazca mummy, props. Now, they could have been corpses they found, and maybe if they're more like exoskeletal corpses, they would have been preserved longer. If it's not soft tissue on the outside, maybe there's a hard tissue on the outside and soft tissue in the middle. And so maybe they're older and they could position them and, fake them. But what about the other videos of the beings that are squinting against the light and moving and possibly still alive at the time of the filming? Because if you've read Thierry Jaman's book or, delved into the research on the Tomb Raiders and their stories, it does appear that they were encountering live beings. So it's just super fascinating, guys. I want answers. I want answers on the Nazca mummies. Are we looking at actual video of the Nazca mummies? Even possibly a giant Nazca mummy in this video, or is it fake somehow? And it could totally be fake. I'm not really advocating for one scenario over another. But if you do think it's fake, let me know how exactly they accomplished that, how that's been kept secret all this long, and why they would have done it. Again, maybe to jazz up their sales pitch to the black market. That's all I can think of. But let me know your theories about it all. At the moment, I'm almost inclined to think these are legit. I think that if nothing else, they were filmed on location. I think that these are real images from the Citadel. And some of these artifacts are likely legit. And it's fascinating and important. The Nazca mummies are wearing headdresses and armor. Are these made by humans? These look like, Incan kind of artifacts, right? So were the humans making the armor for them? Did they adopt the Incan style? Did the Incans adopt their style? There's some really important information I think we could learn from this if we could discover the truth of it. So let me know your theories about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.